Hey guys, welcome to episode 21 of the Meta Meltdown. We are officially of age. Today is October 27th, 2016. The Meta Meltdown is a weekly 20-minute podcast about the current meta in Hearthstone. Each week we'll focus on a specific deck. This week we're finally doing Control Warrior, and we're going to provide our insights on how to pilot the deck on the Hearthstone ladder. My name is Dominic Silverddragn Nguyen, and I have my co-host with me, Natediggity. How's it going?
You rat bastard, you stole my pun about being 21. Cheers.
Cheers, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 21. That's crazy. Nice. Dude, it's been a while.
Great minds think alike.
Yes. 21. I just looked it up and yeah, that's what it was.
Mm.
No
Yep.
worries.
Officially of age, ready to talk some Control Warrior and about some of the hints dropping about the next expansion.
Yep. I'm excited because we finally need something that changes up our meta.
Yes, finally get rid of the damn shaman.
This meta has been melted down too many times.
Agreed.
No worries. Okay, so let's go into our personal Hearthstone news. This week in Hearthstone, Nate, what did you do?
I played a lot of N'Zoth Rogue and Mali Rogue, still on that grind. I think I'm in the 60s now.
There you go.
So, yeah, also like retired from WoW after 2 months of grinding that game. Realized I played it too much of that booger sugar.
It's okay.
So I needed to quit that addiction. And also played a lot of Control Warrior because that's what we're talking about this week. How about yourself?
So this week in Hearthstone, I did the TESPA tournament thing, and unfortunately we got like 3-0'd, which is terrible. They drew so godlike it was not even funny. Like we went back and reviewed the VODs and we were like, there's nothing we could have done. Like yeah, it was really bad. But so that we were learning like Miracle Rogue and learning Hunter to counter a lot of the typical classes that we've been seeing. But I don't know, it was really bad. So stop with that. I played Control Warrior, which is really fun. I played Pirate Warrior, which is like really, really fun. And then I got the new priest quest, like play 50 priest cards or whatever. And then I got the death rattle quest. So I was like, okay, time to wipe out 2 of these quests in one go. Let's do death rattle N'Zoth priest, and it's like so garbage. Dude.
Took twice as long.
Dude, yeah, I should have just thrown all the priest cards in and then just like played priest cards on curve and not even cared and just gotten the quest done with. But
Yeah.
whatever. I tried it. Priest sucks. Whatever.
Yeah. The test tournament that you were in, for people who don't know about it, basically you get like 3 people and then you play another like university. So it's pretty cool that I think that Hearthstone and Blizzard are putting together tournaments like that. Did you happen to play UW Stout by chance?
No, I did not. I saw UW played each other on the VODs.
Well, there's UW Washington. I saw a bunch, and then there's University of Wisconsin Stout, which is my alma mater. So
I don't think I
noticed.
No. Because we play people in our respective region, so they have to
gotcha.
be like in the east, on the West Coast for me to play.
So in conference, essentially.
Yeah, but maybe at the end, if I make it out to the finals, and so do they, then maybe we'll fight. But I'm 2-2 right now. We have to go record of 4-2 at least in order to get anywhere. So we'll see. And the first place gets $7,000 in scholarship money. So that's nice, nice package.
Yeah, not bad. That'll pay for a couple textbooks.
Yeah, like 2. No worries. And then we get like a commemorative like Hearthstone TESPA shirt, if like just for participating. So maybe I'll wear that out on the show one day.
Oh, it's so worth it, right
Yeah,
there.
you'll get to see it. Yeah, exactly. You can play Hearthstone with a bunch of buddies and just get a free shirt. Sick. All right, cool. So I heard we have some GADGETSTAN hints for the ladder. They released what looks like some like a news article, which didn't give them any hints, but a lot of people started speculating on things. Nate, you've got the latest and greatest?
Sure. We'll go with that. So yeah, they I believe they originally started with a postcard that just said GADGETSTAN, which is pretty much the official announcement. This is the next expansion.
Yep.
And then they came out with like a newspaper clipping, and then I think it was like an article after that. So basically, there's not a lot in there. If you looked at the newspaper clipping, I noticed in one section it said like jewelry, coins, mechs. So I don't know what the hell any of that means, other than mechs is pretty obvious, and maybe
Nice.
Yeah, through like Hearthstone, or excuse me, WoW lore, GADGETSTAN is this like goblin city where they're all like
Mm-hmm.
merchants. So we might be seeing something with additional coins. Hopefully, there's no more goddamn goblins after the GVG that we had.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they'll bring back like a new Doctor Boom. Who knows what kind of shenanigans they're up to? But it sounds cool. Anything new will be awesome at this point. I cannot wait until most of the good shaman cards get cycled out. So that will be fun. Because we'll talk about how we talk about how broken it is every week. I guess we're just beating a dead horse, but it's getting even better. It's just the worst part. So
Yeah. GADGETSTAN though, reminds me of GADGETSTAN Auctioneer, and more coins and mechs means maybe we're making Rogue great again. I don't know. We'll see.
that would really suck, considering I've been grinding like half-ass rogue.
Oh yeah, dude. Then everyone's gonna play it, and you're like, all right, well, then we'll do a Rogue. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's a speculation on that, and then not really ladder news, but BlizzCon preliminary started.
Mhm.
So like the top 16 players have been playing. They played all pretty much yesterday and today. Our boy Hopmouth, who's been on the show before,
Yeah.
beat Pavel from Russia in round 1, so he is on to the next round. I guess
Sick.
it's not single elimination, so Pavel's
Yeah.
still in it too. But he obviously Hopmouth. Yeah, can't talk. Hot Meowth obviously has a better chance. Hard name to say. Yeah, so catch that. I believe it's on like tomorrow and Saturday, possibly Sunday, and then the 3rd and the 4th for sure during BlizzCon. So a lot of Hearthstone to watch, so catch that if you're interested.
Then for the preliminaries, do you know if the people who voted for Hot Meowth get the card packs, or you get them all at the end, or do you know how that's working at all?
Yeah, I believe it's at the end.
Okay.
I don't think they gave an official date other than the trademark Blizzard soon.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll see.
All right, no worries. Sounds good. Can't wait. I want to start watching those games and start learning more about tournament stuff as opposed to just doing ladder stuff. But yeah, do you want to run us through the Tempostorm meta report really quick, and then move on to the Data Reaper report, which just came out today?
Yes, sir. So Tempostorm meta report number 14, third week in a row. They're supposed to release.
2 weeks, right? Or every 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, they usually give a date, and it said the 24th through the 27th. Today is the 27th, and they have about 3.5 hours left in order to release it without being liars. But just to recap, from 3 weeks ago, mid-range shaman at number 1, that's still very true, so maybe that's why they're not trying too hard. Tier 2 is Malygos Druid, Control Warrior, Freeze Mage, and Token Druid. A little bit outdated, so we'll just skip it, and then we'll go into Vicious Syndicate right away. Vicious Syndicate, like a well-oiled machine, released theirs again for the 24th week in a row, every Thursday. Number 24, I believe it is, and then Tier 1, Mid-Range Shaman. It is at a 54.83% win rate. That is up by 0.12% from last week. And then also in Tier 1 is Face Hunter with 52.21% win rate. It didn't go up at all because Face Hunter really wasn't in their meta report last week. It's sort of new. And then in Tier 2, we have Secret Hunter, 50.83% win rate, down almost 0.5%. Zulok at 50.83% as well, down 0.9%. And then Beast Druid at 50.26%, down almost a full percent. And then also Control Warrior in Tier 3 is at a 47.43% win rate, which is what we're covering this week. Down about 0.5% from last week. I feel like I'm a stock person or something. So many damn numbers. So yeah, what I noticed right away is that almost all of the decks minus Miracle Rogue, all the decks minus Miracle Rogue and Face Hunter, which wasn't applicable, went down in win percentage, except for Mid-Range Shaman, which actually went up 0.12. So ended up, I believe it went up in percentage played as well by about 3%. So fun! It's now a quarter of all games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, end rant. Go.
Yeah, I don't particularly enjoy it either. I also don't like the fact that Hunter's so high up there. Like, I don't like Hunter at all. I have a Secret Hunter. Secret Hunter's not too bad, but even that's losing now. So, I mean, I guess people are just getting better at playing mid-range Shaman and then not being able to find an effective, like, real counter to it. So, kind of sucks.
I mean, the thing is that it's good against pretty much everything.
Mhm.
Like, there's nothing that hard countered it except for Freeze Mage, which is it's like 60-40, I believe, is the win rate in favor of Freeze Mage.
And you
And
still,
then
yeah.
if you play any sort of Control Warrior, Freeze Mage just gets blown out. So it's not even fun to play Freeze Mage on the ladder. So
Yeah. Because you lose to all
it's
the other decks. You're not even guaranteed to win against the shaman, so it's like not a good time for anyone.
yeah, it's rough. But hopefully, at BlizzCon last year, when they were talking about the League of Explorers, they released it like the following week, I believe.
They released it
So
like or very very soon. Yeah.
it was, I believe, it was in the week because they're like,
Yeah.
it's not coming next month. It's not coming in a couple weeks. It's coming next week.
No. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember
So
that. For sure.
hopefully, cross your fingers.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. And then we'll get to play the Heroic Brawl, which, they said was going to be released before BlizzCon, but Ben Bro tweeted out earlier that that might not be the case. So, unfortunately, we don't have anything to really sate us over for a while. So, it kind of, yeah, BlizzCon, please. Please save us, BlizzCon.
At least we'll have some, like we talked about earlier, some good Hearthstone to watch. So
Yeah, true, true, true. Very, very true. All right, sounds good. Let's talk about Warriors now. All about Warriors. It's funny because we used to complain about Warrior Stone, and now we're like, man, these damn shamans.
before that, it was Paladin Stone, Secret Paladin. And there's always a broke deck, but at least previously there's ways to counter it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
this,
I think this is probably the most stale and the most whatever.
yeah, this is bad.
All right, run me through the Warriors, please, Nate.
So Warrior counts for about 12.66% of all games played on the ladder. Control Warrior specifically accounts for 4.64% of all games, and like we discussed earlier, the win rate is 47.43%.
All right.
How about the deck list?
All right, so this is Yosti's Yogg Control Warrior. I don't necessarily like Yogg. I don't know why Nate picked this deck list because he hates Yogg, but I mean, whatever. It's all good. It's probably still good at board clearing.
Well, to interrupt you,
Please.
Rosty was number one on NA and EU simultaneously for quite some time with this exact list. So that's pretty much why we picked it, and some other good control lists have come out recently, like Purple just had a fatigue list, but
Yeah.
this is tried and true, like top tier deck. So
Sounds good. So, for those of you guys who are doubting Yogg, like myself, tweet at Rosty. Alright, let me get through the deck list real quick. I've got 1 Blood to Ichor, 2 Shield Slams, 2 Executes, 2 Fiery War Axes, 2 Revenge, 2 Slams, 1 Acolyte of Pain, 2 Bash, 2 Ravaging Ghouls, 2 Shield Blocks, 1 Elise Starseeker, 2 Brawls, 1 Harrison Jones, 2 Ironforge Portal, 1 Justicar Trueheart, 1 Sylvanas Windrunner, 1 Baron Geddon, 1 Gorehowl, 1 Gromish Hellscream, and 1 Yogg-Saron Hope's End. Yeah.
sweet. You want to go over the overview?
Yeah, sure. Let me go through the overview. Real quick though, well actually, we'll talk about it in just a second. But basically, like, the entire point of a control warrior, if you've never been around and haven't played Hearthstone for like the longest time, is you just remove everything. It's like the easiest, like, you know exactly what you're gonna do every turn. You're just gonna remove everything. Just get rid of it all. You just gotta throw it all away. You gotta kill it all. Like whatever you could do, for the most part, right? Like you still have to worry about value. You're not gonna throw, your Go Howl into their 1/1. But maybe you will. It depends. But for the most part, you just get rid of everything. You go to the end, and then you play Elite Starseeker, and you win the game. And you armor up. You armor up every turn if you can, if it's safe. You armor it up, and you draw Jessica Shuhart, and you armor up, and then your opponent realizes that they can't burst through like 90 HP, and then you win the game. It's great.
Oh, don't forget to emote him every time you armor.
Oh yeah,
up.
there you go. You gotta emote him, yeah. And you rope too if you're a life coach. There you go. Because you gotta think about everything, right? There's so many things you have to consider as a control warrior. So that's your overview. Nate.
TLDR: keep the board clear as long as possible. Armor up as much as possible until your opponent has no win condition and they've lost all hope.
It's it's super grindy. Like, yeah. Whatever.
Yep, moving on. Matchups, good, bad, and ugly. So good, above 55% win rate. We have Face Hunter, Freeze Mage, Zulok, and Pirate Warrior.
Yep.
All pretty quick decks, or Freeze Mage, which just cannot blow through, 90 HP like Dom said.
Yeah.
Bad matchups, 35 to 45% win rate. We have Beast and Cthulhu Druid, Aggro, Anyfin, and Control Paladin, Control Priest, Rhinolock, and Cthulhu Warrior. And then ugly matchups, there's actually a lot more than usual. So below 35% win rate. Secret Hunter, I guess it just blows through with Cloaked Huntress, just blow out a bunch of secrets and just gain such tempo advantage. And Hunter just dominates Warrior in the first place. So mid-range Hunter, obviously, Savannah Highmane is probably the one single card you can attribute that ugly win percentage to. And then Dragon Paladin, I didn't know anyone played Dragon Paladin in the first place, so I'm not sure how they logged that many games to even come up with a percentage. But yeah, Dragon Paladin beats Control Warrior. So.
Cool. Sounds good.
Let's move into cards that stand out. Any
Yes.
specifically to you, Dan?
I really like Elite Starseeker. Like that's like the fun card you get to play. You play it on turn 4, and it's a really good body. Draws you a monkey, which is great, and a map, which is great. And then like it really gives you that second, or that extra win condition that sometimes you really do need in order to win the game. So that's really good. I really like Jessica Trueheart. Like that card is really necessary for this deck to function. In a control versus control warrior matchup, the first person who draws just a card typically just wins the game because you have more armor at the end of the game. And yeah, what about you, Nate?
Yeah, typically I like the cards that are different like aren't really staple cards for decks that we talk about. So I chose like Ironforge Portal. It's pretty new from the last set. So
Yeah,
basically you
yeah.
gain 4 armor and gain a 4 mana random minion. So that's always fun. Baron Geddon, that's I guess kind of a staple in Control Warrior, at least a long time ago. Hasn't really been seen lately, but it's really good against Shaman, getting rid of those totems. Blood the Acre I found interesting because it's in a control deck. I still don't know exactly why. Maybe it's just a good ping for one.
You can say pings Grom.
Yeah, I mean, ground for sure, but everything else I'm not really sure of why. But anyway. Yeah, those are the cards that I found pretty interesting. Any tech cards? Did you actually use Yogg, or did you replace anything?
I used Yogg just because I still have it. I think it's too late for me to return it now, but whatever.
Full dust, yeah.
And then a bunch of my friends kept telling me, saying like, "Oh, put Prince Malchezaar in." Don't do that. It makes the deck really inconsistent. It's like fun, like you get to draw like Nat Pagels and shit randomly, but yeah, I mean sometimes you get really good legendaries, like whatever. But I think that the only time you ever really want to have Prince Malchezaar is in a Control Warrior versus Control Warrior matchup, because you need the extra cards so you don't fatigue as much, and you can bait out more brawls that way. But I mean, typically on ladder, like you don't really need it. Like you're gonna win anyways. Like there's no real point. Like you want to draw stuff like Revenge, which oh my god, it's so good if you can get if you let people take you down to 12, and then you just revenge them, and they've lost their entire board, and they've played everything because they think like you're dumb. Like oh my god, like no serious. Like it happened to me. Like I was facing off this one guy, and like previous weeks where I didn't know he was playing controller because he didn't play very much cards. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hit him in the face over and over again. Like this game's over, right? And then he revenged me, and I was like, wait, should I have anything else left in my tank? I'm screwed. And then he just played like Ironforge Portal, started armoring up. I couldn't burst through his armor, and like that was it. I knew I was over. Like,
yep.
So, revenge is really good too. So yeah.
Yeah, fun little tip about Revenge, I guess, is if your opponent is sort of smart and they leave you at like 13 or 14 or whatever, so you can't get the extra 2 damage from your Revenge, because typically it does 1 for 2 mana, or if you're below 12 health or below, it'll deal 3 AoE damage to everything on the board. So anyway, if you have a weapon up, you can attack something, and then you can try and get the 12 or below in order to trigger your Revenge. Or you can bash your face. So if you bash, it'll deal 3 damage first, and then it'll give you the armor. So
that's pretty smart.
I've done that a couple times in order, to do it. So yeah, just look for creative ways to get yourself down to 12 or below if really necessary.
Wow. Oh, I never really thought about that.
That's what I'm here for, Dan.
Oh my god, that's really cool. All right, sick. Okay, do you want to go into the mulligan? I'll start with the aggro, if that's alright.
Beforehand, you want to
Please
talk
do.
about some tech choice
Oh,
cards
yeah,
for
yeah.
those of us who hate Yogg and dusted him for 1600?
I really like Ragnaros. I think Ragnaros is a huge staple in control decks. He's so good. I wish you had the Light Lord, but you don't, so you play the Fire Lord, and you just no seriously.
Yeah.
And you hit if you hit for 8, and it's really really good. It forces someone to deal with it. And oh my god, if you can keep Ragnaros on the field for more than 2 turns, Jesus Christ, you just win that game. It's really really good. What about you, Nate?
Yeah, so I tried two different ones. I tried Deathwing.
Mhm.
I didn't really. I mean, it's good, but it obviously discards your hand. So usually you want to save it for like the last cards, and you're not in a ton of fatigue versus fatigue matchup, so it wasn't as good as Sagat the Slitherer, which I found super valuable. Some of the matchups that I was seeing a lot that I was struggling with was Rogue, and Rogue just cannot clear Sagat, save their life because they have all
Wow,
spells typically. Also against Anyfin Paladin, which is one of the bad matchups for you as well. So yeah, it's pretty good. So I would try that if you don't have Yogg or don't want to use him.
sounds good. And if you guys don't know who Slogoth the Slitherer is, it's a 9 mana 5/9 taunt. Can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. It's like Fairy Dragon's big brother with taunt.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
no, yeah. So,
Yeah.
'cause, I mean, people don't typically see that, but I mean, yeah, I think it's a really good tech choice. Very, very valuable as well. So,
All right. Yeah. As you said, moving into a starting hand. Did you want aggro control?
I'll do aggro. Alright, so for aggro, you want the fiery wind axe as much as possible. Shield slam is still really, really good. Slams, like Nate said, typically in an aggro matchup, you hit the minion instead of your face. Bash is also. Oh wait, no, that's not. I said bash. Bash. You bash the other minions instead of bashing your face. And then Ravaging Ghoul is really, really good too. And then if you know that they're a hunter, you kind of want revenge as well because they're gonna take you down really quick, and you really, really need that revenge to wipe the board. So. Yeah, any early game is really, really, really strong, and you want to be removing stuff as much as possible. That's your entire overview. That's your job. What about
Keep
control,
the
Nate?
damn board clear. You have one job.
Especially against Shaman. Oh my god, if Shaman builds a board, you're done. You're so done.
Yeah, against control. So fiery wind axe, of course, probably the top 5 card in the game. Shield Slam I found to be really effective just for moving bigger minions. Harrison Jones you can hold on to if it's against another weapon class. Just card True Heart, like the staple card of a warrior. So definitely hang on to that if you know you're against like another warrior or something. Executes pretty good as well if you think like maybe you're playing Druid and they're going to innovate out something real quick. You can just execute it if you have some way to deal damage to it. Other than that, just basically assess the matchup. See what you might need. Yeah, maybe hang on the Ravaging Ghoul if you think Druid's going to throw out some 1/1 roots or tokens right away. So just play it by ear.
Yeah, and I would say the very last thing you might want to consider is you might want to sub in the ooze, swamp ooze, right, for weapons, because you're seeing a lot of shaman, and a lot of shamans have those nifty ass weapons. You want to swap that in. I actually was playing rogue earlier, I think. It only dropped an ooze on me. I was so sad. I was like, what the heck? Like
You're not supposed to do that
no one
shit.
plays ooze, no one plays ooze anymore. What the fuck? What's going on? Like.
Tricky.
I know, so definitely someone who's innovated on the ladder made me lose that game. So yeah, throw in a news. You'll surprise a lot of opponents because no one plays news. No one plays news anymore. But yeah, any final thoughts on this deck? Nate?
Go give it a whirl. Just try to be
Ha.
not whirlwind. God damn it.
We don't even have that in this deck anymore.
I know. Anyway, give it a try, and yeah, just try to be greedy with the deck. You can take a lot of face damage, so you can always
Yeah.
armor back up. So just again, play it by ear. See what your opponent has, and if they have a potential, to put you down in a couple turns, and maybe don't be so greedy. But if you're at good health, just see what your opponent does, and react accordingly. You're basically a reacting deck, so see what your opponent does, and then just remove it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Thank you for everyone who's watching, downloading our podcast, and shout out to our moderator, Ritual Plays, for always being here, even though he's not. And You can find this deck list and any of our previous shows at metameltdown.com. You can find us at twitch.tv/metameltdown every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Except for this week, my apologies. And you can find us on Twitter at the Metameltdown. You can find us on YouTube at Metameltdown, and our email is metameltdownpodcast@gmail.com. Next week we're gonna do Miracle Rogue apparently.
What's
Yeah?
happening?
You down? You down to do Miracle Rogue?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get Golden Rogue by then.
Ooh, alright.
It'll be an ass load of games, but we'll try it.
Okay, sounds good. I've got a good Miracle Rogue deck list I want to share with you, so yeah, we'll do Miracle Rogue next week, see how well it does. I know, okay, the only thing about Miracle Rogue, though, is that it's garbage, apparently, against Shamans. Like, it's good against almost everything else.
Well, we'll get into most of this next week, but I find that Rogue, it has the potential to beat any class, you know, how they have their opening hand. Especially if you have, like, if you get the coin and you have, like, a Van Cleef that you can just toss out right away, like a 10-10 on, like, turn 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You can have crazy swing turns, which gives you the potential to beat any deck, so that's why I've really been enjoying playing it lately.
Okay, very cool. Alright, let's talk more about it next week. Thank you, everyone who's been listening. We'll be back next Thursday. And here's the intro. Outro. See, this is why I put it. This is why I do it before, because now we have to sit through this. All right, Nate. I'll see you next week, buddy.
Later, Dom.